Hello everyone and welcome back to FilmBook Review, an official YouTube channel of FilmBook. Featured in Google News, IMDb's news desk, and a member of the Critics' Choice Association, FilmBook is an entertainment industry news website that reports on the film and television show industries in the United States and across the world. Today on FilmBook Review, I will be reviewing the film Maggie, MOORES, a movie that screened at the 2023 Tribeca Film Festival. Maggie, MOORES is directed by John Slattery, written by Paul Birnbaum, and stars John Hamm, Tina Fey, Nick Mohammed, Oona Roche, and Alison Dunbar. This is a Maggie MOORES movie review, and there will be spoilers. If you like our movie reviews, please like this Maggie MOORES film review, as that helps us out with YouTube's algorithm, and consider subscribing. Once subscribed, click the bell notification box, and you are all set. Please also consider becoming one of our patrons on Patreon at patreon.com/filmbook. And now, the Maggie MOORES movie review. John Slattery could have made his latest movie, Maggie, MOORES, about a relationship between a police chief and a quirky, good-hearted, nosy woman. But instead, Slattery decided to throw in a crime plot, which is one of the most disappointingly silly ones of recent years. The unique title of the film is supposed to hook the viewer in, and it does set up one of the movie's several plot twists. But overall, Maggie MOORES is an example of two good performers being caught up in a mundane storyline, which is too elaborate and too inane, simultaneously. It's uncomfortable to discuss the plot of the movie, which is cringe-worthy in certain instances, especially for lighthearted fare such as this. Micah Stock plays Jay Moore, whose wife Maggie Moore discovers he is up to no good. Really bad stuff is happening, and Jay enlists Costco to put a cork in Maggie's mouth, so to say. Instead, she dies a grueling death. There is another Maggie Moore in town, hence the film's title. This leads to more death and more unbelievably disappointing plot twists. This movie relies on ridiculous plot developments, such as a life insurance policy that comes into view through an interview with an airhead. The picture is full of creeps and weirdos such as Tommy T, who doesn't do anything to help Jay have an easier life, which leads to the deaths of the two Maggies. Hamm's character, a widower named Jordan Sanders who likes to write, adds some dignity to the movie through Hamm's charismatic work. Fey serves as Rita, who has some information about one of the deceased Maggie MOORES' unfortunate situations. A romance blossoms between Jordan and Rita. A hilarious scene has Hamm and Fey talking about having the sex in a hotel room together. These two stars share some witty banter that is terrifically energetic. It's clever and fun. The rest of the movie is not. A problem with the film is its overuse of bubbly characters who have no sense of reality. Take, for instance, a convenience store clerk who tries to get a character to get the rewards her store offers in an unrealistic way. This clerk would most likely not go out of her way to give her customer all the information she does in the film. She's merely a movie character, not a realistic character, and for a movie that opens promising that some of this story actually happened, too many characters in this picture ring entirely false. Nick Mohammed is good, though, as Jordan's partner, but even a talent as bright as Mohammed seems to be looking for better material to associate his talents with. Christopher Denham, as a man named Andy, falters in his role here as the second Maggie's husband. Too many Maggies and too many Moores will ultimately leave viewers wanting much more in return. While this is not a good film on the whole, the chemistry between Fey and Hamm is undeniably on point and makes one yearn for the two performers to have more screen time together. The time they do share in the movie is the highlight of the picture. Fey is charismatic, funny, and wise, just like the actress. Hamm adds a certain level of respect to his dignified character, which makes us like him a lot. I can see Vengeance and/or Fargo as inspirations for Maggie MOORES. Perhaps the filmmaker saw neither film, doubtful, but it's easy to get an idea of the vibe that the director Slattery was going for. The movie is saturated with characters who are mean-spirited and cruel to behold. The plot twists can only do so much to sustain interest in joyless scenarios that do little to entertain the viewer. That being said, magic happens between Hamm and Fey in this movie. If you can find a way to watch their sweet and sharp scenes together on their own, do so. Fey's Rita has an ex in the movie who gets in the way of her relationship with Hamm's Jordan. That's an example of something believable, and we watch our characters get through difficulties like this while hoping they ultimately get together. In the final analysis, Maggie Moores would have been better if it had just been about them rather than about many of the other dimwits who inhabit the town the film is set in. And that brings us to the conclusion of this Maggie Moores movie review. I would love to hear your thoughts on it below in the comments section. If you liked what you heard during this review, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Please also visit and subscribe to our podcast channel at FilmBook Podcast and our trailer and reaction channel at FilmBook Trailers. If you would like to get FilmBook's articles delivered to your inbox, sign up for our daily newsletter in the description at film-book.com. Thank you for viewing, and you can watch one of these reviews next.